again on the Pastor to Pastor, and I can't remember what number we're on. I think we're on number 3, right?
I think it's 3, yeah.
Number 3. So, and this number 3 is I'm asking the questions, you're giving the answers, and this being in that time period between Mother's Day and Father's Day, we thought marriage and parenting would be a good theme. So this is going to be a combination of questions we got from congregational members, but also my own questions. How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
So we'll start off with a submitted question. What's the best piece of marriage advice that you received?
I love this question because I love the piece of advice that we received. And it came actually from a fellow friend of mine in seminary who they had been married before us. And the advice was, remember that you're fighting on the same team. And the idea is, it's okay to have disagreements. You're going to have disagreements. It's okay to fight. You're going to fight. And in fact, that's good and healthy and necessary as the two of you try to do life together. But always remember that you're fighting on the same team, that you're both fighting towards this same goal, this same desire, this same hope. You're not fighting against each other. You're fighting for this good thing that you're doing together. So, whenever we come across a disagreement or whatever it is just is always good and helpful to remember that, like Kaitlin's not, disagreeing with me for the sake of disagreeing. Although I think sometimes she does that. It's because we're both trying to get to a stronger marriage, a better place, and we see things differently sometimes, and that's good. She's right a lot of the time.
So here's the companion question. What's the best piece of parenting advice that you've received thus far?
Best piece of parenting advice is probably some form of you're not truly in control. So I think even still sometimes I have it in my mind that Henri is this blank slate, and everything that I do will create this human being in the future. And the reality is he's a human being. So he comes with predispositions and wants and desires and loves and needs. And although he can't really verbalize them or express them in any meaningful way beyond crying right now, it's more about discovering who your kid is rather than molding them as though they're a piece of clay to be created out of nothingness. Now, of course, the ways in which we raise him and interact with him and discipline him, the things that we hand down to him are going to affect him, but he is going to be his own human being. And I find that kind of freeing, that he is who he is, and it's more a journey of figuring that out and then, kind of the joy of that.
So a few more parenting questions. Just what have you found the hardest part of parenting thus far? I know you're only weeks and months into this, but what's the hardest part so far?
Well, it happened yesterday. I took him in for his 2-month appointment, and he got 3 shots, and that was awful. I heard him cry for the first time out of pain, and that was just brutal, but of course it won't be the last. So sort of the realizing that you can't protect them, and in fact it's not good to protect them from all things and everything, even though you desperately want to do that. I think that was a tough realization and became more clear yesterday. But then sleep patterns. So Kaitlin and I were just talking about this. We're actually, if you count the numbers of hours, we're getting 7 hours or 8 hours of sleep, but it's just broken up so much. I would rather have 5 hours of unbroken sleep and then start the day. And so obviously that's not happening. So I think that's been tough. I don't like waking up at 3 a.m. right now.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Who likes waking up at 3 a.m? Well,
Henri apparently does. So.
Henri apparently does. So what do you find the best part of parenting thus far?
Best part of parenting thus far has been the discovering who this kid is. You're you're learning his traits and his desires and his wants. He's getting to the point where he's interacting with us and with the world, which is so fun. So we have a little, like, it's called a baby Bjorn, and it sits him a little, like, at an angle, like, kind of like that. And then there's a thing that we can put across it with these blocks, and he recently loves just looking at them and swatting them and playing with them. And so just those little things where he's kind of becoming more human, I guess you could say. He's becoming a person, and it's just been really fun to watch that develop, even just over 2 months.
Yeah, keep watching.
I know.
It stays fun. It really does. Hours of fascination. So my own father once said to me, Mike, getting married is easy, but once you have your first child, that's when you have to grow up. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I think I agree. I definitely agree. So, a lot of people at Woodlawn probably know, but like, pregnancy was not kind to Kaitlin. She was sick basically 8 out of the 9 months, and just totally wiped her out. And so even though we had a really uncomplicated pregnancy, it was just not a fun or pleasant experience. And it meant that I had to take over a lot of the sort of responsibilities and roles that Kaitlin was playing in the home even before this kid came. So I was cooking a lot more and doing all these things. And I was like, oh, so this isn't going to change. And it hasn't. So in some ways, pregnancy was good practice. And now having a kid, you realize, like, I literally now live my life essentially entirely for somebody else.
Good. On that note, we go to the lightning round.
All right.
And here's just some questions. All right. Ready?
I'm ready. I'm scared because I hit you with some hard hitters last time. I'm scared how you're going to return fire.
No, these are just domestic questions.
Oh,
all right.
good. Okay. All right.
Making supper or doing the dishes?
Yeah, doing the dishes because I'm not a good cook and Kaitlin's an excellent cook.
Mowing the lawn or vacuuming the house?
Ooh, I love doing both of those things, but because I get to mow the lawn again, it's kind of new and fun, so I'm going to pick that.
Washing and drying the laundry or folding it and putting it away?
Washing and drying the laundry. I did laundry a week ago and it's still in the hamper. I hate folding it.
Feeding the baby or changing his diaper?
I really love feeding him. It's a very fun experience for me.
Driving or navigating?
Driving, 100%.
Vacationing in the mountains or on beaches?
Beaches.
Sushi or tacos?
Oh, boy. I guess I'd have to choose tacos.
Would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go or free coffee wherever you go?
Ooh. Free coffee.
I thought that might be a tough one.
Yeah.
Would you rather travel 100 years into the past or 100 years into the future?
That's a good question. That's a really good question. I think I'd be curious about the future. I do, yeah.
If quarantined in your house for a year, would you rather have unlimited access to novels or unlimited access to TV?
Yeah, I'm somewhat ashamed to say it's TV. Especially now, it's hard to read right now, so TV has been our escape.
Scrabble or Sudoku?
I like Scrabble more than Sudoku.
That's my list for today.
All right.
Not too bad.
You didn't make me choose a nationality, so.
Well, I did ask you Dearborn or Ann Arbor, so I thought that was a bit of a...
That was tough. That was a tough one. So, cool. Hey, thanks again, Mike.
Thus ends episode number 3 of Pastor to Pastor.